we're gonna guess. Ready? You can't hear me? Can nobody hear me? Nobody can hear me. Is my mic not on? Is my mic on? We don't think so.
It's on.
Now we think it's on. Okay, now we think it's on. Okay, the booth is telling me it is now on. Okay, cool. All right, now I'm gonna shake the Wonder Box. All right, Weston has a guess. What do you think? A rock. Never a rock. Good guess, though. What do we think? Emily, what do you think?
It's a microphone.
A stuffed animal bear, like very specifically. Nope, not a microphone, not a stuffed animal bear. Yes? Frankie? A banana. That's a good, it does sound a little bit like a banana. If it was a banana, that banana would be getting very, very bruised, but not a banana. Cece? A maraca. Ooh, that's a good guess. It's not making that like maraca sound. Yes. Is that Michael? Robert? A monkey? It is not a monkey. I'm gonna open it up. Let's see what's inside. It is a birthday present. It's my birthday. To sing to me. So, it is my birthday. Today I am 48 years old. And in those 48 years, I have done a lot of growing and changing. When I turned 8 years old, I got my first fancy bicycle. And by fancy bicycle, I mean it was a bicycle that had gears that shifted. And that was very important for me because we lived in like the valley between two high hills. And so I remember that I could ride my bike way to the top of the hill, and then I could coast all the way down one hill and then get to as far as I could up the other hill before having to pump until I got to the top of the other hill. We lived in a cul-de-sac, so there was very little traffic, so that was an easy thing to do. The other thing I remember about my 8th birthday was that I had all my friends over, and we made caramel apples. And I remember being so excited to have an October birthday because I could have caramel apples as a birthday treat. And I remember being really, just feeling so lucky to have a fall birthday because I could have caramel apples. When I turned 18, next slide. When I turned 18, I had just, days before my 18th birthday, been accepted to Eastern College. And so my father had called the college bookstore. This was before, the internet existed, but it was before online shopping. And so he called the college bookstore and asked them to send, to FedEx overnight, a sweatshirt so that I could open a sweatshirt on my birthday as a special surprise, which was really thoughtful. I chose Eastern College, which now is Eastern University, because I wanted a Christian college, which aligned with my very conservative values at that time. My goal entering college at 18, my vision for my life was to go to college, meet my husband, get married, and have 6 to 8 children. That was my plan. Some of you know me and know that that's not how things turned out. At 28, I was married to my wife, Jen, for 3 months at that point. I was in grad school. I was studying counseling, working on my master's in counseling. I was the grad assistant at the LGBT office at Westchester University. Jen was still subbing at Lower Merion School District. Neither of our careers had really launched at that point. We were preparing for a trip to Oxford, England, where we would meet my brother's girlfriend, Ruth, who would become his wife, Ruth. And we were just kind of starting out our lives at that point. I was teaching Sunday school. I was working with the youth group at St. Mary's Episcopal Church in Ardmore. When I turned 38, I had 2 kids. I had a 4-year-old Vivian and a 6-year-old Caleb. I was loving being a stay-at-home mom to those 2 kids, and I was, in my free time, that's a stay-at-home mom joke, in my free time, I was working on a novel, and I was doing a lot of volunteering here at UUCDC. I was teaching RE, I was a worship associate, and I think Natalie Silver and I were just about to start the Young Families Group, or we had just started the Young Families Group at that point. I think that's all that was happening at 38. And now, at 48, I have the immense pleasure of being your DRE. Oh, Jen and I have been married 20 years in July. My kids are, thank you. My kids are high schoolers. Caleb is taking his driving test in 2 weeks. And I have the immense pleasure of being your DRE. And so in between those snapshots, those little 10-year snapshots, so much change, so much transformation has happened in my life. And this reflection is not really about me. I mean, it is. But it's to help spur you to think about the transformations in your own lives. Because I know, whether you are 4 or 84, you have had similar massive moments, massive transformations in your own lives. So I want you to spend a little time, right now, just spend some time thinking about how much change you have experienced from the time you were young to this moment. How much change has happened for you? And some of that change will have been joyous change, and some of that change will have been change that has come through struggle and pain. And if you are small, if you are a little kid, this may seem a little bit different for you because you haven't had decades of change. But I bet, while the adults are thinking about their big changes over decades, let them work on that. Little kids, I'm going to talk to you. You've gone through big changes too. You've done things like, I bet some of you have learned how to tie your shoes. I bet you've learned how to read. Maybe some of you are reading chapter books now. I bet you've learned things like how to share. Maybe you've learned things like how to notice when a friend is feeling sad and how to maybe talk to a friend who's feeling sad. Maybe you've learned things like how sometimes a problem has multiple different solutions, how to see different perspectives. Maybe you've learned some things like that. Maybe your thoughts have changed about things like that. The other thing I want to say is I'm grateful to all the different Chrissies, to Chrissy at 8 and 18 and 28 and 38. And I want to spend a moment saying thank you to all those different Chrissies. And I hope that we can all say thank you to all the different past selves that we have in our lives. Oh, we were going backwards. Okay, thank you. Thank you to all the different Chrissies. And please say thank you, whether you want to do it out loud or in your hearts, to all the different past versions of yourselves, even the ones that might feel a little cringy. I mean, 18-year-old Chrissy was honestly a little cringe. But I'm grateful for her because she brought me to where I am today. I hope that we can all keep growing and changing together. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for celebrating my birthday with me today.